going on, guys? NoJobRob here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I just want to have a conversation with you guys about CBD. I still find that a lot of people aren't really familiar with what it is, so I just wanted to provide you guys with a greater understanding and share my experience with it. So for those who don't know, cannabidiol, or CBD, it's an extract from the hemp plant Cannabis sativa, and unlike traditional marijuana, it contains only very tiny trace amounts of THC, much less than it would take you to actually get high. So there are no psychoactive effects. And like with weed, you can take it in many forms. You can eat it, smoke it, take it as an oil, which is what I did, or you can apply it topically, like with a cream. And there's been a lot of evidence to suggest that it's effective as far as being anti-inflammatory, so it helps with pain relief, helps with stress relief, anxiety reduction, improves sleep quality. And there are still more conclusive studies that need to be performed, but there's mounting evidence to suggest that it can help fight type 1 diabetes, it can help stave off the spread of cancer as well as epileptic seizures. So something that I've suggested to a lot of people, particularly people of an older generation that may be complaining about chronic pain or illnesses, but I still find it very difficult to break their association that they have with marijuana, and they just lump it right in with weed and say like, oh, I don't like that stuff, it makes me paranoid, it's too intense. But I think a lot of people really stand to benefit from it, and it could be a great way to reduce a lot of the medication costs, both in terms of money and damaging health effects that taking all these pills can have. But the reason why I finally chose to incorporate it was, for those who don't know, I am a part-time internet entrepreneur, and this channel chiefly exists to chronicle the successes and failures that I encounter in the course of graduating to earning a full-time income online. And the main issue that I run into is just being able to consistently maintain a high enough level of performance to execute on the tasks that I need to do in order to make progress and eventually grow a successful business. And I would continue to get looped in this cycle of poor sleep quality. I would have a lot of trouble sleeping through the night, and that would lend itself to a greater deal of anxiety because I would have trouble with my levels of energy and clarity in order to stay on task, and therefore my overall stress levels would rise, and then the accumulation of that would lend itself to bouts of depression. So I don't have it on me, but I decided to pick up Koi brand full spectrum CBD, 250 milligrams, and as of right now I'm not affiliated with anything CBD related. That may change in the future because it is something that I support. But what I began doing with it was dosing myself with it prior to sleep. Sometimes I would either take a tincture and just insert it into my mouth, hold it under my tongue and let it absorb, or sometimes I would stir it into a drink. Like I drink a lot of almond and coconut milk, and I find that I like the flavor with that. Or sometimes I'll make like a apple cider vinegar, honey, lemon concoction, and I find that it goes decently in that as well. But the 250 milligram, I believe, is somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. They had one that was less, and I think they had a 500, maybe 1,000, or something higher than the 500. But considering, thankfully, as of right now, I'm not dealing with any type of chronic pain or illness, it definitely met my needs for what I wanted, and I found it to be an effective treatment for my ability to stay asleep. So I've been noticing that very rarely am I waking up in the middle of the night any longer or having trouble falling asleep at a reasonable time. And I'm noticing improvements to my overall frame of mind. My overall levels of anxiety are much lower. I've only had maybe a couple of depressive bouts in the last few weeks. As an entrepreneur, I have a lot of pressure on myself to perform. So when I feel like I'm not making the progress I need to, or I'm not able to because of my state of mind, then it can kind of become a very slippery negative slope. And in CBD, I found something that can definitely help to mitigate that. So that's definitely a huge boost to my long-term outlook. It's definitely not cheap. I'll have to shop around a bit more, but it was $40 for the tincture that I got of the 250 milligram. So I'm kind of going to have to play it by ear and see if that's really a regular expense that I want to take on. We'll see how things progress from here, but overall my initial experience with it was positive, so I just wanted to share with you guys my personal journey and why it might be something that you want to look into. As you know, some people maybe still aren't aware, it is federally legal everywhere now, so you should be noticing more and more stores popping up all the time. There was a store that had just opened nearby to me, and they were offering free samples, so I decided to go in, and I just kind of said, I gotta try it sooner or later, see if it does anything for me. So I ended up just picking it up. Glad that I did. And I hope that this information was helpful to someone who may be watching. Maybe you can try it out and see some benefits in your life as well. So thank you guys for checking out the video. This has been NoJobRob. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be coming back with more frequent content. Took a little bit of a break there, but I've been accumulating some more and more valuable video topics that I'm going to be recording for you guys. So definitely encourage you to check those out. Thank you for watching today, and hope you guys have a great day.